What's going on, my Cartelians? Cartel from Hell with another statue review. This time is going to be of the Studios Daredevil statue. And right off the bat, I just have to say that I'm very pleased with this statue. It's everything that I expected and more. And if you guys are on the fence about it, don't even hesitate, man. This has the Cartel from Hell stamp of approval all day. Don't even worry about it. Definitely pick it up. So I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing another video for this statue directly after this review. It's going to be the 4K close-ups so you guys can see all the tight, intricate details, the sculpt, the paint of this statue, because you guys really got to get in here close so you guys can really appreciate the level of quality that Studios has brought to the table with this piece. I'm very impressed with it, and you're definitely going to have to check out those close-ups just to get a better view of the statue. And if you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of unboxing, reviews, close-ups of a lot of statues, and I definitely have a lot in the pipeline. I got in maybe 5 or 6 statues this week. You know, I'm not going to name them all because, you know, it's just a little crazy. But definitely check all those statues out. Check out all those other reviews. And be on the lookout for some more footage of this piece. Really great statue, you guys. You know, with this one, I'm so excited to get this one in, and I already have the Electra from Studios on pre-order, so I just can't wait for that statue to come in and hurry up and get here so I can put these two together, display them together. I'm even thinking about getting Kingpin on Throne statue, putting him in the middle of both of them, and just, you know, that being a display right there. And I think that would be a really nice setup for those two pieces. Get that third piece in there, just make it nice, complete it all. Beautiful display. But yeah, this statue is very nice, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the print really quick, just in case you guys haven't seen it. Very beautiful print. I love the background. I love the color of Daredevil. I love the pose, just like in the statue. It's very beautifully done, and it's a really high quality print. Really nice paper. Very thick stock. So yeah, that print's really nice. I would really love to get that framed up. And here's another shot of just the packaging instructions that come with the piece. I really love how Studios does this with all their pieces, and I wish that more companies would follow suit when it comes to this. You know, it's a really great addition to their product, and I feel like sometimes, you know, if you're moving or whatever and you need to repackage your statue, it's a mess, you guys. Especially if, you know, when you're putting the statue away, you know, the slots that they go in don't really look like the pieces are supposed to go in there. So it definitely makes it a little easier for that when you're repackaging statues during moves and all that good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the switch out portrait of Matt Murdock. It's going to be the unmasked portrait. Let me get you guys in a little closer. I don't like getting smudges on my pieces, you guys. But at the same time, I want to give you guys a good look at it so you guys can see what's up. Yeah, I actually like this unmasked portrait. The skin tone's really nice, but for me, I've always been, you know, a masked kind of guy. You know, I just like the way they look. Gives it more of a superhero, you know, or villain, depending on what character you're talking about, effect, and it just adds more to the character. So, you know, mask for me is always the way to go. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at that. You know, I'm gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to excuse me really quick, man. I just got off of a 14-hour shift, so your boy's a little thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Give me a break, all right? But yeah, you guys, definitely a beautiful statue. I really love the paint apps on this piece. You know, they're flawlessly done, and the shading is what really kicks it up a notch on the paint app. It's just so smooth, and I'm not seeing any paint runs or rubs. Has all the right levels of gloss. You know, it's very shiny in all the right places, and it's flat in all the right places. And same thing with the shading as well. You know, it's all shaded in all the right places. I really love the color red that they have chosen to use. It fits Daredevil very well. You know, I'm always a little iffy with XM Studios when it comes to their face sculpts, but this one is actually done really nice, you guys, and the skin tone that they've used on his face is extremely nice. You know, the skin tone is so good that it almost looks like it's a PVC head sculpt. I don't think it is though, because it's just so heavy. Well, PVC is heavy as well, but I don't know how they did it. They did a really good job on it. They have his eyes, you know, completely red. And his little devil horns are very nice too. I love those little devil horns. I love how they've sculpted the ears under the mask, so you can see the ears just popping through the mask. You know, skin tight, sucked on there. And all the folds and creases in the mask, all in the right places. The way that his neck is angled. He does have a slight, you know, 5 o'clock shadow, but I mean it's very slight. It's just a hint. It's, you know, it's nothing, nothing to deter you away from the statue. It's very nice. Yeah, his suit is all sculpted really nice, you guys. They have put in a really nice leather-like effect all throughout his suit. And all the seams on the suit, where the suit comes together and is joined together with stitches. You know, the stitching and the tailoring is all done very nice. And you can see every single individual stitch from head to toe. There's stitches everywhere on this piece. You know, all throughout his back, all throughout his cowl, all throughout the pants. Stitches everywhere, you guys. You know, that's what I love, you guys. I really love fully sculpted pieces when they can make it look like mixed media. I'm not taking anything away from mixed media. It's just, you know, for a sculptor to actually make a fully sculpted piece look like mixed media. It just, to me, that feels like it would be harder to replicate and harder to do, and it would take more time. And it really impresses me when I see that. And I do love mixed media though, if it's done right. I love it in small amounts. I don't love it when the whole piece is mixed media. I like it when there's like a nice ratio of mixed media to sculpt. But, you know, I guess you can say the only mixed media in this statue is, you know, the wire on his batons. So that's what, like a 1% of mixed media, and that's not even, you know, really mixed media. It's not cloth or anything like that, but it's something other than polystone. And that wire, you guys, it's not a string. You know, the wire on his baton is an actual wire that's been braided, and it's very stiff. I haven't really taken the time to play with it yet and get it exactly where I want to get it. But when you're assembling the statue, just make sure that you're not rubbing the wire against the piece, because you don't want to damage your paint. Yeah, definitely be careful with that. And your wire might not even be like that to begin with. It's just, I just haven't messed around with it yet. But you can do all kinds of different things with it. I'm pretty much going to have it the way it is. It's just not going to be touching his arm. But yeah, I love how they have sculpted in so many different buckles and straps in this piece. You know, he has them on his gauntlets. He has them on his waist. He has them around his collar and his chest. He has them on his thighs. He has them on his boots. They're everywhere. He has to have at least, you know, 15 to 20 buckles all throughout his costume. I really love the musculature and pose. And the pose is just awesome, how he's sliding down the base like that. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. They've even put these like skid marks running along downside the base from his boots rubbing onto the base. Man, you guys, that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. This piece is absolutely amazing. One thing though is, and I'm not harping on it for the design on this, but you can see the exposed peg in between the base and the foot. Now XM Studios has already stated that this is the way this piece was engineered, and it's supposed to be like that. And from certain angles you're not going to see it at all. The only angle you can see it at is if you're looking at it from here or from behind the piece. And it is kind of different, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I don't know if you can call me a XM fanboy, but I definitely love their work. I definitely love what they've been bringing to the table, and I feel like there's something that they could have done a little differently to hide that peg a little better. But I understand why they did it, just because, you know, they want to give the effect that he's effortlessly sliding on this building. So I understand completely why they did it and how they did it. I just feel like there's something that, you know, they could have done there to make it a little more seamless. It's always nice when you hide the joints and, you know, the peg holes and all that stuff. It's not something you really want to see, but at the same time, it doesn't take too much away, and it definitely doesn't make me want to get rid of the statue. You know, there's no question in my mind about that. You know, it is a really tall piece though, at 26 3/4 inches. So it's going to be a little hard to display. It's not too crazy when it comes to the depth of the piece. It's more or less, you know, the height of the piece. And, you know, I'm really thinking about getting a different display option for my my cases. But, you know, I think I'm gonna decide before I jump the gun on it exactly what I'm gonna do, because I just have so many pieces coming in, and my collection is constantly changing, evolving, and you know, it's something that needs to really be addressed. Yeah, you know, one thing about me, you guys, is I really love over-the-top bases. A lot of people think that it takes away from the character and it kind of steals the limelight, but I think it just adds so much to the piece. You know, you're gonna have this statue for a really long time. Why not have more detail to look at when it comes to the piece? You know, I really do like certain characters that, you know, just have plain bases too, just because I have love for the character, but it just adds so much to it. Why not? You know, it just really kicks the piece up a notch. You know, it adds so much to it, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with over the top bases. And I'm really happy that XM Studios acknowledges that and they run with it. And you know, even though they get a lot of criticism for it, they still do it, and I'm very impressed by it, and I hope that they don't stop that at all. It's definitely something that I really love about their product. And I gotta say it again, you guys. You know, I've said it in all my XM Studios videos. I think this is my 4th piece. Electra will be my 5th, unless I possibly get Black Bolt. I have somebody locally that's trying to sell it to me. You know, brand new, sealed, for a really good price. I'm still on the fence about it, but I have been thinking about getting it. Is the coin situation. You know, I really enjoy their coins, and every single XM piece that I have has the coin except for this one. And I know XM Studios took away the coin because they didn't want it to be an exclusive. They didn't want it to feel like an exclusive, and they were only sending out, you know, half of their run would have the coin for the first, you know, half of the batch of people that bought the piece. And I feel like instead of taking away the coin, you know, completely, I really feel like they should have just included the coin in all their statues from that point on, instead of, you know, hooking everybody else up from the past statues that haven't gotten the coin. Just, you know, from now on, today, let's make it today, XM. Alright, let's do it today. Why not? Right? Let's do it. Come on, let's get that coin back, and you know, just start including it in all your statues. I really feel like it's a bad decision for a company to take away from their product. It's never a bad decision for a company to add to a product and to give you a little bit more for your money. But when it comes to taking away from your product, not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea, because there's always going to be people saying, man, remember when XM used to give us the coins? Oh, they stopped that, you know? And it's just going to be one more, you know, check on the list that's going to look bad for the company. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but that's me, man. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, oh well, you know? I just really feel like they really need to bring it back, and I just think it adds so much to the product. If you guys have a different opinion about it, you know, let me know what you guys think about it. Just because I have a really strong opinion about it doesn't mean I don't respect yours. So yeah, let me know what's up. Let me know what you guys think about it. And one thing that I just noticed about the back of this base, you know, it is a little lackluster on the back. There's not too much detail on it. I would have liked to seen a little bit more detail on the back of the base, but it's not something you're gonna see too much of. But one thing that I just noticed, and it was because I hit it at a certain angle of light, is that, you know, when buildings are being made and they're made from, you know, really big cinder blocks, and underneath the stucco, or, you know, whatever the plaster that they're using on top of it, sometimes you can see the lines from the cinder blocks, and you can actually see that in this piece. So you can see like the cinder blocks underneath the plaster or whatever they used. Really makes it look more like a building. That was a nice little touch. I really love that. But yeah, this base is awesome to me, you guys. I would say the only thing that I would have liked to seen done differently with this base, and that's only because Electra has it, is the stained glass effect. If this would have been stained glass right here, oh my god. My goodness, you guys, that would have been crazy. It would have tied in those pieces so well together. I mean, the bases already do because they have that, you know, Gothic, Catholic church look to them from Hell's Kitchen. But I feel like it would have just been really, really nice for them to add, you know, a little bit of stained glass effect right here. Just to tie those two pieces in, make them very cohesive. And when you're looking at them, you know they're meant to be displayed together. So that's kind of more or less a nitpick, but why not, right? Electra has it, so why not Daredevil? But yeah, they have these really cool lions on the side of the base with like ram horns. Mythological type creature. You know, almost passing them off as like gargoyle type creatures hanging off of buildings. Really cool looking, and they're actually really big. The horns do come off. You know, they're actually magnetized, and they have a key, and they're easy to put in. The magnets are really strong on them. But yeah, this piece is really heavy, you guys. I would say the lightest part of this piece, though, is this part of the base. This base comes in two pieces other than the ram horns on the lions. This part comes off with a really big two keyholes and a really big peg inside there. So, I mean, it's so secure in there. It's not going anywhere. But this part of the base is a little light. You know, that's not too big of a deal because you want all the weight of your base at the bottom of the base just for stability and support. So I'm not mad at XM for going light right here. If everybody knows me, they know I love heavy pieces. I love a chunky piece because it feels like, you know, it's a higher level of quality when you get a really heavy statue. You know, that's with everything, you guys. That's with gold. That's, you know, that's if something feels substantial, it just always feels like it's more quality. And statues are definitely not immune to that. But yeah, you guys, I'm so excited to get the Electra in. I know that my reviews are pretty long, but I don't want you guys to feel like this is a commercial or something like that for a statue. I want you guys to just feel like you're kicking it with me, you know, having a beer, just kicking back, talking about statues. So, you know, if it's something that's super edited, this is definitely not the place. You know, I like to shoot raw and make you guys really feel like you're just kicking it. Why not, right? Yeah, you guys, paint apps on this piece are definitely a 10. I don't give scores on my statues. I don't feel like I need to. Everybody's score is going to be different. But, you know, paint apps are definitely a 10 on this one. I love the shading. I love the paint apps. I love the application of the paint. You know, how smooth everything is. How gradual the shading is. It's not, you know, like blocked out. It's very nice. I'm very impressed with this piece. Definitely very beautiful. Alright, you guys, so definitely be on the lookout for the 4K close-ups of this statue, and be on the lookout for all my other videos of all my other statues. I'm going to have the Prime 1 Studios Michelangelo coming in. I think it's coming in like 2 days. The new Spider-Man PF exclusive. That's coming in tomorrow. I just did a review on the Ryu. I still need to do a review on the Pulp Culture Shock Gokin Pilgrim Edition variant. And yeah, there's more than I can't remember right now. You know, you're just gonna have to bear with me. I just got off of a 14-hour shift. So yeah, you guys, I really appreciate you guys checking this piece out. And one more thing, I don't want to forget about this. I love how big his batons are. You know, his batons on the sideshow piece, they're really small compared to these. These batons are legit. They're super big. Really impressed with the batons. But yeah, you guys, I really appreciate all your guys' support. You know, all your guys' likes, all your guys' comments. You know, don't forget to share my video and subscribe. Alright, you guys, catch me if you can. Until the next one, Cartel out. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.